crazy with the heat. Credit is no good for a notion salesman.
What? Oh, what? Why not? What's the matter with credit?
It's old-fashioned. Charlie, you're an anvil salesman. You firm give credit?
No, sir.
Nor anybody else.
River City next.
Cash for the merchandise. Cash for the button hooks.
Cash for the cotton goods. Cash for the hard goods.
Cash for the soft goods. Cash for the fancy goods.
Cash for the nuggets and the piggins and the firkins.
Cash for the Hogshead, cask, and Debbie John. Cash for the crackers and the pickles and the fly paper.
Money talk. What do you get? Money talk.
You can talk, you can talk, you can bigger, you can talk, you can bigger, you can talk, you can talk, bigger, you can talk all you want, but it's different than what?
No it ain't, but you gotta know the territory.
What's the Model T board? Made the trouble, made the people wanna go. Wanna get up and go. 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, 22, 23 miles to the county seat.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Who's gonna patronize an itty bitty 2x4 kind of store anymore?
Money talk. Where do you get it?
For the Model T board and all, take a look at the store, at the modern store, at the present day store, at the present day modern departmentalized grocery store.
Money talk.
You can talk, you can talk, you can bigger, you can talk, you can bigger, you can talk all you want, but it's different than it was.
No it ain't, but you gotta know the territory.
But you need a biscuit, made the trouble. You need to put the crackers in the package. You need a biscuit in an airtight sanitary package. Made the cracker barrel obsolete.
Obsolete.
Cracker Barrel went out the window with the mailbox couple of times by the stove. Changed the approach of a traveling salesman, made it pretty hard.
No it didn't, but you gotta know the territory.
Gone with the hogshead, cask, and demi-john. Gone with the sugar barrel, pickle barrel, milk pan. Gone with the tub and the pail and the tears.
Ever met a fellow by the name of Hill? No!
Submit.
Never heard of any salesman Hill. Now he doesn't know the territory.
Doesn't know the territory.
What's the fellow's line?
Never worries about his line.
Never worries about his line.
Or the cracker barrel being obsolete, or that you need a biscuit in an airtight sanitary package, or the Model T board.
Submit.
Never worries about his line.
Never worries about his line.
Or a doggone thing, he's just a big haul, big bang, bang, reading, big haul, necker, nothing, rip roaring every time a bullseye salesman. That's Professor Harold Hill. Tell us, what's his line?
He's a fake and he doesn't know the territory.
Money talk. He's a music man.
He's a what?
He's a music man, and he sells clarinets to the kids in town with the big trombones and the rat-tat drums and the big brass bass, and the piccolo uniforms too, with the shiny gold braid on the coat and a big red stripe running.
Well, I don't know much about bands, but I do know you can't make a living selling big trombones. No, sir. Angling pigs perhaps, and here and there for Jew's heart.
No, the fella sells bands, boys' bands. I don't know how he does it, but he lives like a king, and he dallies and he gathers and he plucks and he shines, and when the man dances, certainly, boys, what else? The piper pays him. Yes, sir. When the man dances, certainly, boys, what else? The piper pays him.
Yes, sir.
But he doesn't know the territory.
We're crossing the state lines of Iowa now, River City, population 2,212. Cigars illegal in this state. What?
All right, if you're just about through, I'll tell you about Harold Hill.
Do you really know Harold Hill?
I never met that man in my life, but I do know this much, is that he's going to give every one of us a black eye. And once he's rode a town over, the next salesman to arrive gets automatically tarred and feathered. You think that's funny? But wait till it happens to you. Your hair never grows back.
But why does he deserve to get rode out of town on a rail?
Because in order to sell these high-priced band instruments and uniforms and instruction books, he has to teach those kids to play.
Well,
He has to form those kids to a band, with himself as the leader.
So, what's wrong with that?
He doesn't know one note from another. That is what's wrong with that. He can't even tell a bass drum from a pipe organ. I swear, when I catch that swindling 2-bit thumb I'm gonna squeal him so.
Wow, Charlie, you're mad. Sure like to be around when you catch up with that fella.
Well, no, sir. Not here in Iowa. Even the great Professor Harold Hill wouldn't try to sell them bow-tie guys out here.
Gentlemen, you've intrigued me. I've got to give Iowa a try.
I don't believe I caught your name.
I don't believe I dropped it.
It is if you want to go running your drawers all day.
And there I was in Madison Hospital, and nobody come to see me. Cousin Will never come, Aunt Berta never come.
Your Aunt Berta's dead.
Nah, she wouldn't have come anyway.
We behold as a falling thermometers in December. We ask about our weather in July, and we're so blind on summer we can stand touching noses for a week at a time and never see eye to eye. But we'll give you our shirt and a bag to go with it. If your prom should happen to die.
So what the heck? You're welcome. Glad to have you with us. Even though we may not ever mention it again.
You really ought to get Iowa on Iowa. To Butte, Des Moines, Akron, Rushtown, BC, Camden, Hayes, Lee. Once again, Iowa, the try.
Mr. Squires, I'm interested in a rig for Sunday. If you could accommodate me.
Then I expect you want to see a man in charge of hiring rigs. Who is late, as usual.
Hey, Gregory!
Marcellus!
You old son of a gun, what? Shh. But Greg.
Professor Hill's the name on this trip. Harold Hill.
But Greg, what are you doing here? Why didn't you let me know you was coming?
I didn't know myself. Besides, how could I know you'd end up in a little tank town like this? You're a pretty big slicker when you're in business with me.
Too many cliches the way you were. Besides, I got me a nice, comfortable girl. Ethel Toffenmeyer, the boss's niece.
Gone legitimate, huh? I knew you'd come to no good.
So what's the new pitch? You're not back in the band business, are you? Last I heard you was in steam automobiles.
I was.
What happened?
Somebody actually invented one.
No.
Give me the lowdown here, Mars.
You'll never get anywhere in the band business with these stubborn hounds, Greg. Besides, you got a stuck-up music teacher? She'll find you out before you get your grip on Pat.
Male or female?
The music teacher? She's the librarian. Female.
Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. If she passes by, point her out to me.
I will. How are you gonna start the pitch?
Same old way. Keep that music teacher off balance. Then find a way to get your town out of the serious trouble it's in.
Oh, River City ain't in any trouble.
They'll have to create some. I've got a desperate need for a boys' band. So what's new around here? What can I use?
Nothing. Except a billiard parlor, just put in a new pool table.
They never had pool here before?
Nah, just billiards.
That'll do. Remember, music teacher.
Music teacher.
Ah, you're Mr. Dunlop.
Yep.
Either you're closing your eyes to a situation you do not wish to acknowledge, or you're unaware of the caliber of disaster indicated by the presence of a pool table in your community. Well, you got trouble, my friend. Right here, I say trouble right here in River City. Why, sure, I'm a bigger player, certainly mighty proud to say it, mighty proud to say it. I consider the hours I spend with a cue in my hand are gold. Help cultivate horse sense, and a cool head, and a keen eye. Dare you can kind of give an ironclad leap to yourself from a through-rail billiard shot. Just as I say, it takes patience, brains, and maturity to score in any ball-line game. I say any boob can take and shove a ball in the pocket. And I call that sloth. The first big step down the road of the depths of degradation. I say first, a medicinal wine from a teaspoon, then beer from a bottle. And the next thing you know, your son is playing for money in a pinchback suit. Listen to some big out-of-town Jasper hitching about horse race gambling. Not a wholesome trot and race, no, but a game where they sit down right on the horse. Let us see some stuck-up jockey boy sitting on Dan Patch. Like a boy, well, I should say. Now, friends, let me tell you what I mean. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pockets in a table. Pockets to mark the difference between a gentleman and a bum, with a capital B in that rhymes with P, and that stands for pool. And all week long, your rivers need to be frittering away. I say your young man will be frittering. Frittering away their noontime, summertime, tour time too. Get the ball in the pocket, never mind getting dandelions bowl to the screen door patch of the beefsteak pounded. Never mind pumping into water till your parents are caught with a decision empty on a Saturday night, and that's trouble, folks. Yes, you're in lots and lots of trouble. I'm thinking of the kids in the Knickerbockers, sharp-tailed young ones, picking to the pool hall after school. You got trouble, folks. Right here in River City. Trouble with a capital T and that rhymes with P, and that stands for pool. No, I know all you folks are the right kind of parents. I'm gonna be perfectly frank. Do you want to know what kind of conversation goes on with them loafing around that hall? Trying out Bevo, trying out Cubebs, trying out tailor-made like cigarette fiends, and bragging all about how they're gonna carve up a telltale breath at sunset. One fine night, they leave the pool hall, heading for the dance of the armory, libertine men, scarlet woman, and ragtime, shamelessly through the drag your son and your daughter the arms of the jungle animal instinct, mass hysteria. Friends, the idle brain is the devil's playground. Trouble. Right here in River City. With a capital T and that rhymes with P, and that stands for pool. We've surely got trouble. Right here in River City. Gotta figure out a way to keep a young one's moral after school. Mothers of River City, heed the warning before it's too late. Watch for the telltale signs of corruption. The moment your son leaves the house, does your buckless knickerbockers below the knee? Is there a nicotine stain on his index finger? A dime novel hidden in the corn crib? Is he memorizing jokes out of Captain Willie's whiz-bang? Or certain words creeping into his conversation? Words like swell, like so's your old man. If so, my friends, you got trouble. Right here in River City. With the capital T and that rhymes with P, and that stands for pool. We've surely got trouble. Right here in River City. Remember the Maine, Plymouth Rock, and the Golden Rule. Oh, we got trouble. We're in terrible, terrible trouble with that dame with the 15 numbered balls, the devil's tools. Oh, yes, we got trouble. With a T. Gonna rhyme with P. And that stands for pool.
Right here in River City with a capital T that rhymes with P, and that's
Oh, excuse me, did you drop your...
No.
Didn't I meet you in...
No.
You know, I'll only be in town for a short while.
Go ahead.
That you, daughter?
Yes, Mama. Keep on your relax. I'll be there in a minute.
Hello, Mama. Fine, dear. Now your exercises.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't remember the library being open last 4th of July.
It was, Mama, all evening. Mama, a man with a suitcase has been following me all over town.
Oh, who?
I never saw him before.
Did he say anything?
He tried.
Did you say anything?
Mama, of course not. Now don't dawdle, Amaryllis. Sol, do, la, re, ti, mi, a little slower, and please keep your fingers curved as nice and high as you possibly can. Now don't get faster, dear.
If you don't mind me saying so, it wouldn't have hurt you to find out what the gentleman wanted.
I know what the gentleman wanted.
What, dear?
You'll find it in Balzac.
Well, excuse me for living, but I never read it.
Neither has anyone else in this town.
There you go again with that same old comment about the low mentality of River City people and taking it all too much to heart.
Mama, as long as the Madison Public Library was entrusted to me for the purpose of improving River City's cultural level, I can't help my concern that the ladies of River City keep ignoring all my counsel and advice.
But darling, when a woman's got a husband and you've got none, why should she take advice from you? Even when you can quote Balzac and Shakespeare and all them other highfalutin Greeks.
Mama, if you don't mind me saying so, you have bad habits, changing every subject.
Now I haven't changed the subject. I was talking about that stranger with the suitcase who may be your very last chance.
Mama, do you think that I'd allow a common master now? Really, Mama, I have my standards where men are concerned, and I have no intention.
I know all about your standards if you don't mind me saying so. There's not a man alive who would hope to measure up to that blended Paul Bunyan, St. Patrick or Webster you've concocted for yourself. Out of your Irish imagination, I was stubbornness in your library full of books.
Well, if that isn't the best I ever heard.
Thank you. Can I have a drink, please?
May I have?
May I have a drink, please?
Yes, dear.
Winthrop, it's after dark. Is that any way to walk to the house?
Hello.
That won't do at all. I'll have a hug for my boy. That lady over there is your sister, young man.
Hello, Winthrop.
Winthrop, where's your manners?
I'm having a party on Saturday. Would you please come? I would especially like it very much if you come.
Well, the little girl asked you to her party. Are you going or aren't you?
No.
No what?
No, thank you.
You know the little girl's name.
He won't say Amaryllis because of the S because of his lisp. He's ashamed.
We all know about his lisp, Amaryllis. Well, Winthrop?
I'll bet he won't say it.
No, thank you, Amaryllis.
Amaryllis, Amaryllis. He's crying. Why does he get so mad at people? Just because he lisps.
It's not only because he lisps. That's just part of it, Amaryllis.
What's the other part?
Never mind, dear. It's just that he never talks very much.
Not even to you or your mother?
No, dear. We all have to be a little patient.
I'm patient, even though he doesn't ever talk to me. But I do him. Every night I say goodnight to him on the Evening Star. You have to say it the very second you see it too, or it doesn't count. Good night, my Winthrop. Good night. Sleep tight.
There, darling. Don't cry. You have plenty of time. If not Winthrop, there will be someone else.
Never. I'll end up an old maid like you. I'm sorry, Miss Marian. Can I play my crosshand piece?
May I play my...
May I play my crosshand piece?
Yes, you may.
See, without a sweetheart, you have no one to say goodnight to on the Evening Star.
I know, dear. For the time being, you can say goodnight, my someone. You can put the name in when the right person comes along.
All right, it's better than nothing.
Yes, it is. Now you can play your crosshand piece.
Now I may play my crosshand piece.
Good night, my someone. Good night, my love. Sleep tight, my someone. Sleep tight, my love. Our star is shining its brightest light. For good night, my love. For good night. Sweet dreams be yours, dear, if dreams there be. Sweet dreams to carry you close to me. I wish I may and I wish I might. Now good night, my someone, good night. True love can be whispered from heart to heart. When lovers are parted, they say. But I must depend on a wish and a star, as long as my heart doesn't know who you are. Sweet dreams be yours, dear, if dreams there be. Sweet dreams to carry you close to me. I wish they may and I wish they might. Now good night, my someone, good night. Good night. Good night. Banners make tyranny tremble when borne by the red, white, and blue. When borne by the red, white, and blue. When borne by the red, white, and blue. Thy banners make tyranny tremble when borne by the red, white, and blue.
I'm sure we're all grateful to my wife, Leigh McKechnie, for leading the singing. And to J.C. Squires for his stereotypical slide. And to Ethel Toffelmeyer, our fine piano player. As mayor of River City, I welcome you river citizens to the 4th of July exercises. Set up for the indoors in here in the Madison Gymnasium on account of the weather. Fourscore and 7 years ago, I was a young man that loved to. The members of the school board will now present a patriotic tableau. The members of the school board will not present a patriotic tableau. Some disagreement about costumes, I suppose. Instead, the Wontongi girls of the local wigwam of Heathawatha will present a spectacle, my wife, in which Yes, my wife, Elaine McKechnie will take the leading part.
Watan Yi! Watan Yi! Watan Yi! Watan Yi! I will now count to 20 in the Indian tongue. Een, teen, t'other, feather. I'm shot, George! You shot me!
Who set off that cracker?
Tommy Gilson! Tommy Gilson!
Tommy Gilson, I'll leapfrog you!
Mrs. Shin will recover no thanks to a certain ruffian who's a disgrace to our city. 7 years ago, I saw the Payne's fireworks spectacle. Last days of Pompeii will be here. Provided that the rain stops by 9:30. It'll be out in the Madison Picnic Park, in the farm meadow, across the creek from the past house.
How can it be raining? Didn't the Gazette predict fair?
Sure did, York. That's why we are prepared for a storm.
The Gazette's accurate most of the time, JC, and you know it.
Oh, you wouldn't last very long in the banking business being accurate most of the time.
Okay, well that...
You know what? I read the Gazette every single morning, and it's usually right. Today, it wasn't, but every other day it's right.
Let's have order here. Order! Order!
Number 8's late again.
I make her early.
She's late, all right.
She's right on time. What's the matter with your watch?
Now,
My watch is great.
You're bickering in public. All the world that I was trying to say.
Oh, never mind! Fourscore
Send to the pool table in town.
That's what I heard.
Now, just a minute.
Is it a pool table or is it?
Wait, you want to get on with my exercises?
We don't want any exercise until this pool table matter is settled.
Let's protect our children. Resist sin and corruption. Smite that devil and keep our young boys pure. Friends, may I have your attention, please? Attention, please. I can deal with this trouble, friends, wave of my hand, this very hand. Please observe me, if you will. I'm Professor Harold Hill, and I'm here to organize the River City Boys Band. Oh, think my friends can play pool table, and I hope to compete with the gold trombone. Ra-da-ra-da-da-da-ra-ra. My friends, but a handful of drum players did the famous fabled walls of Jericho. Oh, billiard parlor walls come tumbling down. Oh, a band will do it, my friends. Oh, yes, I mean a boys' band. Do you hear me? As if everybody's gonna have a boys' band, and I mean she needs it today. Professor Harold Hill's on hand. Who's gonna have a boys' band? As sure as the Lord, my little green apples, and that band's gonna be in uniform. Johnny, Willie, Teddy, Fred. And you'll see the glitter of crashing cymbals. Hear the thunder of rolling drums. The shimmer of trumpets, tantara. And you'll feel something akin to the electric thrill I once enjoyed when Gilmore, Liberati, Pat Conway, the great creator, W.C. Handy, and John Philip Sousa all came to town on the very same historic day. 76 trombones led the big parade with 110 cornets close at hand. They were followed by rows and rows of the finest virtuosos, the cream of every famous band. 76 trombones caught the morning sun with 110 cornets right behind. There were more than 1,000 reeds springing up like weeds. There were horns of every shape and kind. There were copper-bottomed timpani and horse platoons, thundering, thundering all along the way. Double bell euphoniums and big bassoons, each bassoon having its big fat say. There were 50 mounted cannon in the battery, thundering, thundering, louder than before. Clarinets of every size and trumpeters who'd improvise full octave higher than the score. 76 trombones hit the counterpoint, 110 cornets blazed away. To the rhythm of march, 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 all the kids began to march, and they're marching right today.
Thank you, Professor. I'll teach an example to this one. Ringling, you know. What he does, the gang does.
Chili Klein, let me go!
You wild kid, ya. Hanging around my oldest girl? His father's one of them, day laborers south of town. Yeah. You wild kid, ya. Tagging down Main Street last Sunday after my oldest girl.
We wasn't either tagging.
Don't you counterdict me.
We was just walking together. Julie Klein.
You watch your phraseology, young man. And I know what you's doing. My little Gracie's seen ya. Now, you stay away from my oldest girl, or you'll hear from me to who laid the rails. I'll talk to you about this, what do you call it? Band thing over at City Hall, Monday morning, 10 o'clock sharp. Men, I want that spellbinder's credentials.
Constable, I'll be responsible for the boy.
Oh, you know this kid. He's tough. And he's got his whole gang waiting outside.
Oh, I'll be careful. Tommy, let's talk about the band.
Ah, gee, Professor. That's for the little kids.
I'm not talking about you playing in the band. You're mechanically minded, yes? Ever do anything with perpetual motion?
I nearly had it a couple times.
You did? You're my man. Do you realize no one has ever invented a music stand for the marching piccolo player? Nowhere to hang the music.
Wonder where I could get some wire from.
Check the cellar. That's where people normally keep their wire. Oh, Tommy.
Yes, sir?
Excuse me, young lady, young miss, what's your name?
Zanita, I didn't have any idea you was beckoning to me. Egad.
Do you know Tommy Gilas?
Well,
Tommy, this is Zanita. Escort the lady home.
Only excepting I'm not going home. I have to go to the library. Egad.
You'll escort her home by way of the library, by way of the candy kitchen.
Yes, sir. Do I have to?
You have to.
Yes, sir.
Egad.
Professor, you're a pretty bright young fellow. You made a couple mistakes, though.
Oh?
The mayor happens to own that billiard parlor and the new pool table.
Oh. What was my other mistake?
That's Anita. She's the mayor's oldest daughter.
Just a minute, Professor. We need your credentials. We're the school board.
Academic certificates.
Nothing of the kind.
We need letters and papers.
Make her put up a bond.
What am I hearing? Say... ice cream.
Well, ice cream, but I don't sing
All
in
right,
that, Professor.
talk then. Down here.
Ice cream.
Talk slow.
Ice cream.
See? Singing is just a stage talking. Now you right here. Ice cream. Now you, sir. Ladies, from now on you'll never see one of these men without the other three.
Oh, Professor, you're wrong. Why, they've hated each other for 15 years.
Ice cream. Ice cream. Ice cream.
How can there be
any sin insincere? Where is the good in goodbye, in goodbye? Your apprehensions confuse me, dear. Puzzle and mystify, tell me what can be fair in farewell, dear, while one single star shines above. How can there be any sin insincere? Aren't we sincerely in love? Oh, we're in love.
I don't suppose you live alone or anything.
No.
I have some wonderful caramels over at the hotel.
Mr. Hill.
Professor Hill.
Professor of what? At what college do they give out a degree for annoying people on the street like a Saturday night rowdy at a public dance hall?
Well, I wouldn't know about that. Besides, I'm a conservatory man myself. Gary, Indiana. Goldman class of Art 5.
Even should that happen to be true, does that give you the right to follow me around wherever I go? And another thing, Mr. Hill. I'm not as easily mesmerized or hoodwinked as some people in this town, and I think it only fair to warn you that I have a shelf full of reference books in there that may very well give me some interesting information about you.
Hey, Gregory.
Oh, hi, Mars. And don't call me Greg.
How'd you make out with the music teacher?
Scrumptious. Ate out of my hand until I tipped my hat.
She did? Boy, did you cut us off tonight. For a minute, even I thought you knew something about leading a band. Like when you used to imitate that band concert fellow back in Joplin.
Yeah. Aw, kid stuff. I'm in rare form these days, Mars. Just watch me over the next 4 weeks.
4 weeks, it only used to take 10 days for the instruments to arrive.
It still does. But it takes 4 weeks for the uniforms.
Oh no, Greg, you haven't had uniforms.
Uniforms and instruction books.
Instruction books? But you can't pass yourself off as a music professor. I mean, not for any 4 weeks.
Mars.
But you don't know one note from the other.
I have a revolutionary new method called the Think System. We don't have to bother with notes.
But in 4 weeks, the people are going to want to hear music. You'll have to lead a band.
But as soon as those uniforms arrive, they don't care about anything else. At least long enough for me to get out of town. It's a refined operation, son. I got it timed right down to the last wave of the brakeman's hand on the last train out of town. Now, Mr. Washburn, if you'd excuse me.
Gonna line yourself up a little canoodling, huh?
Well,
say, I could fix you up with Ethel's sister. Lovely girl, teaches Sunday school.
No wide-eyed, innocent, wholesome, eager Sunday school teacher for me, Mars. That kind of girl spins webs no spider ever... Listen, boy. A girl who trades all about purity merely wants to trade my independence for her security. The only affirmative she will file refers to marching down the aisle. No golden, glorious, gleaming, pristine goddess. No, sir. For no Diana do I play fawn. I can tell you that right now. I snarl, I hiss, how can ignorance be compared to bliss? I spark, I fizz, for the lady who knows what time it is. I cheer, and I rave, for the virtue I'm too late to save. The sadder but wiser girl for me. No bright-eyed, blushing, breathless baby doll baby. No, sir, that kind of child ties knots no sailor ever knew. I prefer to take a chance on a more adult romance. No dewy young miss who keeps resisting, all the while she keeps insisting. No wide-eyed, wholesome, innocent female. No, sir. Why, she's the fisherman, I'm the fish, you see. And I flinch, and I shy when the last of the delicate air goes by, and I smile, and I grin when the gal with a touch of sin walks in, and I hope, and I pray for Hester to win just one more A. The sadder but wiser girl's that girl for me. The sadder but wiser girl for me.
Hell, we're all agog, simply agog.
Oh, the Curie, everyone's so excited for the band.
I'm Ethel Toppelmeyer, the piano girl.
And this is Mrs. Squires and Mrs. Hicks. And of course you've met Leigh McKechnie. Tom Bear's wife. Isn't it exciting, Leigh?
Oh, I couldn't say. I could not say. I could not say at this time. You see, my husband will wish to investigate, I am sure, and naturally I am reticent. Oh yes, I am reticent.
Of course, Mrs. Shin. But you see, part of my music plans include a ladies' committee for the classic dance, and... Oh no. Mrs. Shin, your foot. The way you raised it just now.
Oh, I have a bunion there that bothers.
Oh, what grace. What rhythm. What natural flow of line and movement.
Mr. Hill.
You must accept the chairmanship for the ladies' committee for the classic dance. Mustn't she, ladies?
Oh, yes, please, you must, you Leigh.
Every move you make, Mrs. Shin, bespeaks Del Sarte. Will you say it, Mrs. Shin?
You Leigh McKechnie Shin. Oh, well, dancing that is. Oh, well.
Then you accept.
Yes, indeed, and I would like to say.
Thank you. And now, the young lady who plays the piano, Marian Prue, I believe. After all, she is the librarian.
Pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, cheep, 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 talk a lot, pick a little more, pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, cheep, 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 talk a lot, pick a little more, pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, cheep, 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 talk a lot, pick a little more, pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, cheep, 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 back to the talk, pick a little, talk a little, cheep, 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 talk a lot, of course, I should tell you, talking agonies, dirty books.
Dirty books?
Chaucer.
Rabelais.
Balzac.
Cheep, 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 cheep. I'll tell. The man lives on my street, let me tell.
I'll tell. She made brazen overtures to a man who never had a friend in this town until she came here. Old Miser Madison.
Miser Madison. Madison Gymnasium. Madison Picnic Park. Madison Hospital. That Miser Madison?
Exactly who do you think he was anyway?
Well, I should say, show off. Gave the town the library too, didn't he?
That's just it. When he died, he gave the library building to the city, but he left all the books to her.
She was seen going and coming from his place.
Oh yes, that woman made brazen overtures with a glitter adherent. She had a golden glint in her eye and a silver voice with a counterfeit ring. Just mount her down and you'll reveal a lump of lead as cold as steel. Here, where a woman's heart should be. He left River City, the library building, but he left all the books to her. Chaucer. Chip, 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 tickle off, pick a little more, pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, chip, 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 pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, chip, 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 tickle off, pick a little more,
Yes,
pick a little, talk,
I have just what you want over my hotel. If you'd come with me. Good night, ladies. Good night, ladies.
Good night, ladies. Good night, ladies. We're going to leave you now. Farewell, ladies. Farewell, ladies. Farewell, ladies. We're going to leave you now.
all right. I know everything, and it doesn't make a difference.
What are you talking about?
You're probably very young. Anyone can make a mistake.
What?
No apologies, no explanations, please. I'll only be in town for a short while, and this sound of it wiser girl for me.
Will you please make your selection and leave?
I have.
Well, what would you like to take out?
The Librarian.
Quiet, please.
The Librarian. You're not listening, Marian. Marian. Marbles. 6 Steelies, 8 Aggies, a dozen Peewees, and 1 big old glassy with an American flag in the middle. I think I'll drop them.
No!
Shh. Madam Librarian. What can I do, my dear, to catch your ear? I love you madly, madly, Madam Librarian. Marian, heaven help us if the library caught on fire and the volunteer hose brigademan had to whisper the news to Marian. Madam Librarian. But when I try in here to make it clear, I need you madly, madly, Madam Librarian. Marian, if I stumbled and I busted my whatchamacallit, I could lie on your floor unnoticed till my body had turned to carrion. Madam Librarian. Now in the moonlight, a man could sing it. In the moonlight. And a fellow would know that his darling had heard every word of his song with the moonlight helping along. But when I try in here to make it clear, I need you madly, madly, Madam Librarian. Marian, it's a long-lost cause I can never win. For the civilized world accepts as unforgivable sin any talking out loud with any librarian, such as Marian. Madam Librarian. When I try in here to make it clear, I love you madly, madly, Madam Librarian. Marian, it's a long-lost cause. I can never win. For the civilized world accepts as unforgivable sin. Any talking out loud with any librarian, such as Marian. Madam Librarian. The ladies' dance committee meets Tuesday nights at the high school. Marshmallow? Well, Tommy, we had a pretty successful morning. 11 sales out of 12 tries. Tell you what, it's almost noon. Why don't you go home, grab yourself some dinner, I'll try a few by myself.
Goodbye, Professor.
Thanks, Tommy.
Are you soliciting? You don't have a license?
Well, you see, I collect doorbells, and this particular specimen has an unusual tonal quality that I have never...
Flattery will not avail you. Soliciting is statutory in this country. Malfeasance without a license. Why haven't you been down to City Hall with your references?
Well, you see, I've been down a couple times this week to try... Oh, no. Mayor Shin, your hand.
What?
The spread of your little finger, it's hereditary.
It is? What does that mean?
It means that your boy's little hand is perfectly situated to operate the spit valve on a B-flat fugal horn.
Is that good?
Good. It means that our great nation has finally produced an artist that can play the minute waltz in less than 50 seconds.
Where can I get one of these horns?
Sign here, Mayor Shin. Yes, there'll be $17 import fee. Not a penny more due until delivery.
Yes, sir. And just think, I could have missed this whole... I don't have a son. Why you want Scrapulous food by night? You be down by City Hall with your bygone papers at 3 o'clock.
You mean this afternoon?
I couldn't make myself any plainer if I was a Quaker on his day off.
Mrs. Peru, do you realize you have the facial characteristics of a cornet virtuoso?
I don't know if I understand you entirely, Professor.
If your boy has that same firm chin, those same splendid cheek muscles, by George, not that he'll ever be truly great, you understand, but...
Oh, is that so? And in the name of St. Bridget, why not?
Well, you see, all the really great cornet players were Irish. O'Clark, O'Mendez, O'Klein...
But Professor, we are Irish!
No, really, that clinches it, Mrs. Peru. Your boy was born to play the cornet. Yes, there'll be $7 import fee. And not a penny more due until delivery. Yes, I'll need the boy's measurements for his uniform.
His uniform?
Oh, hello, son. Why, of course, his uniform. And not a penny more due until delivery. And that gives him 4 weeks to enjoy, to anticipate, to imagine, at no cost whatsoever. Never let the hopes and dreams of today interfere with the costs and demands of tomorrow.
Does it have a...
A stripe? Certainly, my boy, a wide red stripe running down each side. What do you think of that?
You'll have to excuse Winthrop, Professor. We can't get him to say 3 words a day, even to us. And if you can get him to join that band, you'll have St. Michael's on radio. But if anyone can do it, I bet you can. I'd pick you out of a crowd of hoard carrying, clay pipe smoking, shamrock wearing, harp playing, mavernine pitching, Taras howler, minstrel singing Irishmen. Oh, big up and be jabbers. Where are you from, me boy?
Gary, Indiana.
I knew it's Gary. Where'd you say?
Gary, Indiana. In fact, it was my alma mater.
What's she now?
Gary, Indiana, gold medal class of '05. How to do, Miss Marian?
How to do, Mr. Hill?
Peru. I knew that name sounded familiar. I tried to come by a few times.
He wants to put Winthrop in the band.
We're not interested, Mama.
But Marian, he might have his father's musical gifts. He does have my jaw, you know.
Your husband? Musical? I'd love to talk
Do you
to him.
burst into everyone's homes like this, prying into personal affairs? We're not interested.
Marian.
Well, we have 1 for and 1 against. Why don't let the boy's father decide?
The boy's father is dead. Anything else you'd like to know?
Well, I'm so sorry. But you see, that's exactly why your brother should have something like this.
My brother is a 10-year-old problem child who can't understand why his father was taken away. Would you care to explain it to him? He's been brooding over it for 2 years. And as to your musical tricks, why don't you go into business with the nice carnival man who sells gold-painted watches and glass diamond rings?
Now, Miss Marian, I get the feeling she likes the idea. A little tentative, perhaps, but I admire that in a woman. Just keep me alive. I'll be back later in the week.
Oh, 1 moment, Professor. About the boy's measurements. I make all his clothes. Sleeve 21, waist 18, crouch 40.
Yes, fine. That's all I need. Now, I was leaving back to the hotel.
Professor, I do hope you'll excuse Marian. She's not really...
Now, Mrs. Peru, I'm sure that at heart, she's as wonderful as yourself. Good day, Waiter Peru.
Has he gone?
He has, and I hope not forever. Darling, don't you ever think about your future? Getty, Indiana, conservation class about 5. Now, darling.
Now, Mama. Surely a girl's future doesn't depend on encouraging every fast-talking, self-centered, woman-chasing traveling man who comes to town. And the fact that he claims his commodity is music does not, in this particular case, impress me.
All right, darling, all right. Only it's a well-known principle that if you keep the flint in one drawer and the steel in the other, you'll never strike much fire.
Mama! Winthrop, I know you're there. Please go to the library and ask Miss Grubb to give you the book I set aside. It's the Indiana State Educational Journal, 1890 to 1910. It's a large brown volume with black corners.
Do I have to?
You won't have to talk to anybody. I've written it all down.
What are you up to? Why do you need books at this hour of the night?
I have a feeling the Indiana Journal may help me poke some large holes in the professor's claims.
Well, I give up. If you don't mind me asking, what kind of white knight do you expect to come riding along?
Well, I'm not waiting for a Luther Greiner who backs me into the ancient history shelf every time he comes into the library.
He does?
Or Ed Gamage with that buggy of his with the removable back seat. But I'm not waiting for a man in shining white armor either.
If it
Zanita, hey, Zanita.
Tommy, Mama and Papa are right there in the bank. Ye gads.
All right, then meet me after supper.
I can't. It's Epworth League night. Meet you where?
The Footbridge.
You see, isn't that just what I said? Last time the lumberyard and now the Footbridge. And where will you meet me after that? In the black hole of Calcutta? Ye gads.
I only want to show you my invention.
What invention?
It's my music holder for a marching piccolo player. It still has a couple of minor flaws. You see, when you keep it tight enough to hold the music steady, it cuts off the circulation and you can't wiggle your fingers. And meanwhile, you could go blind.
Tommy, it's Papa.
Is that the first thing I said or not?
Yes, George.
Yes, the very first thing I said, Rolly hay with the horse. Get that spellbinder's credentials, I said. Morning of July 4th, 1912. And now look, my wife is off dancing at any and all hours instead of in the home.
But George.
And the school board is singing up and down the street instead of tending to city matters. And my oldest girl's boodling around with some wild kid. And my business is falling off so far that I can't find the balance sheet.
Mr. Mayor, I found something very interesting in this book about Professor Hill's alma mater.
His what?
His university.
I know all about that. In fact, that's the only thing I can ever get out of him. Gary Conservatory, class of 5.
If you would just take a second to read about the conservatory, I don't think you'll have to look much further. It's on page 8.
The Wells Fargo Wagon's coming in from the depot.
The Wells Fargo Wagon? A likely story. At this time of day? Nonsense. The Wells Fargo Wagon?
It could be the band instrument.
Band?
Oh, the Wells Fargo Wagon is coming down the street. Oh, please let it be for me. Oh, the Wells Fargo Wagon is coming down the street. I wish I knew what it could be.
Sent a cat in for the courthouse square.
Fargo Wagon is coming now. I don't know how I can ever wait to see. It could be something with someone who is no relation, but it could be something to do just for me. Isn't this the most wonderful thing you ever saw? I never thought I'd see anything as wonderful as this wonderful thing. Oh, sister!
Men, you will each receive individual instruction in due course. In the meantime, stay off the streets, get acquainted with your instruments, and think about the minuet in G. La-di-da-di-da-di-da. La-di-da. La-di-da.
A round one for you, Mr. Hill. And I better hear some bygones shooting out of them horns in short order. Like you'll see yourself in front of a grand jury over at county seat. Miss Marian, about that book.
Come, George. Tempest fugits.
You watch your phraseology. Now, get along. If you want to. I gotta get something from the librarian.
The ladies' dance committee meets Tuesday nights at the high school.
Now turn. Take the body with you. Lovely. Now let's have a go at our Grecian urns. One Grecian urn, two Grecian urns, and a fountain. Trickle, 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 trickle. Splendid, ladies. I predict that our Del Sarte display will be the highlight of the ice cream sociable. Now, gentlemen, if you're ready, and ladies, remember, don't make me tell you again. Always keep your face to the audience. All right, Mr. Dunlop.
It's you in the sunrise, it's you in my car. It's you all the way into town. It's your sweet hello, dear, that sets me up. And it's your got to go, dear, that gets me down. It's you on my pillow in all of my dreams, till once more the morning breaks through. What words could be saner or truer or plainer than it's you, it's you.
Smile, girls, smile.
Yes, it's you. Oh, yes, it's you.
Let us go. Please, kids, Mrs. Shin will have my head.
Mr. Washburn, we are entitled to 5 more minutes.
Look, if you think you can hold these kids back, go ahead.
Start her up, Mr. Washburn. Wait till you see the new steps Professor Hill taught us.
All right, what'll it be?
The Shipoopi.
Now a woman who'll kiss on the very first date is usually a hussy, but a woman who'll wait till the second time out is anything but fussy. Now a woman who'll wait till the third time around, head in the clouds, feet on the ground. She's the girl he's glad he's found. She's his Shipoopi, 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 Shipoopi. Shipoopi, Shipoopi, Shipoopi. Walk her once just to raise the curtain, then you walk around twice and you make for certain. Once more in a flower garden, she will never get sore if you beg a pardon. Squeeze her once when she isn't looking, then you get a squeeze back, that's fancy cooking. Once more for a pepper up, she will never get sore on her way to supper. Now little old Sal's a no gal, as anyone can see. Look at her now, she's a go gal who only goes for me. Squeeze her once when she isn't looking, get a squeeze back, that's fancy cooking. Once more for a pepper up, she will never get sore on her way to supper. Shipoopi, shipoopi, shipoopi. Shipoopi, shipoopi, shipoopi.
Mr. Shin, Your Honor, your daughter and I are going steady behind your back.
Why you?
We'd rather be doing it in front of your back, but...
What? Oh, never mind.
Zanita's scared of you, but I'm not. I should think you'd hate to have your own daughter scared of you, Geely Cly.
I'm gonna tell you one more time. If I ever catch you touching my daughter again, I'll by golly horsewhip you till hell won't have a thing.
Now, George.
Not one poop out of you, madam.
I think he means peep.
Yes. And now, get out of this public building.
I got as much right in a public building as anybody.
Right? How does anyone have any right around here? Aiding and abetting the swindling activities of that spellbinding symbol salesman? No. You know what I see written all over you? Reform school. Now, get out. Just get out, you wild kid.
Papa, please. It's Capulets like you make blood in the marketplace. Egads.
You watch your phraseology, young woman. Now, go home. You Leigh.
Yes, George, I only
Tend to your dance.
my dance.
I'll handle Anita. Take it up with the wild kids from the other side of town.
Mr. Mayor, if I could just make you understand.
You can't. And by the way, thanks for nothing. I've read that book you gave me for a whole week now, and I can't find a thing.
Mr. Mayor, if you please.
You know, I'll settle your hash as soon as I get these premises off my oldest girl. Fine. Yes?
All right. But in the meantime, I want you to know I'm still vouching for Tommy Gillis. That kid's got the confidence of every kid in town. We've been waiting in line to shake his hand by the time our band plays its first concert.
By the time your band plays its first concert, the individual members will have to foregather in wheelchairs on account of the broken legs they'll get from tripping over their beards. You know, let me tell you something, my fine young feather. Oh, never mind. You're JC Oliver. I want this man's references, and I want them tonight. And don't let him out of your sight. He's slipperier than a Mississippi sturgeon.
Do you mean you want us to get his credentials?
Get his papers or get him in jail. I couldn't make myself any clearer if I was a button hook in whale water.
Professor Hill, I think Mayor Shin behaved abominably, and I think it was wonderful of you coming to Tommy's defense.
Oh, that was nothing.
Yes, it was.
A man cannot avoid a situation every time a personal risk is involved. What does the poet say? A coward dies 1,000 deaths, the brave man only 500. Now you see, the mayor still upset at kind of his billiard parlor, and I'm sure a reference from the musical authority of the town would help, but I couldn't ask you to think like that.
Oh, why, Professor Hill?
You would?
I'd be glad to. I just wish I was a little more informed. I've been wanting to talk to you about Winthrop's cornet.
His cornet, mother of pearl keys.
I'm sure it's fine, but he never plays it. Oh, the first couple of weeks or so, he made a few, experimental blats, I guess you'd say.
Oh yes, blats.
And he sings the minuet in G almost constantly.
La-di-da-di-da-di-da.
La-di-da. But he never touches the cornet.
Well, you see.
He says you told him it wasn't necessary. He tells me about a think system. He says if he thinks the minuet in G, then he won't have to bother with the notes. Now, Professor...
Now, Miss Marian, the think system is a revolutionary new method, I'll admit. So was Galileo's conception of the heavens, Columbus' conception of the egg, globe, Bach's conception of the well-tempered clavichord, Now, I can't discuss these things here in public, but if you allow me to call, when may I call?
Why, any night this week.
Pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, cheep, 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 talk a lot, pick a little more.
Miss Crew, please join our Delsarte committee.
Cheep, cheep, talk a lot, pick a little more. Pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, cheep, 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 talk a lot, pick a little more. Pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, cheep, 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 cheep. Pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, cheep, 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 talk a lot, pick a little more. Pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, cheep, 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 talk a lot, pick a little more. Pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, cheep, 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 talk a lot, pick a little more. Pick a little, talk a little, pick a little, talk a little, cheep, 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 cheep. Fairy princess, moon before, golden shimmer, silver shoes. Now unfold, heart of gold, here where woman's heart should be. The professor told us to read those books, and we simply adore them all.
Chaucer, Rabelais, Balzac.
Cheep, 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 cheep. Pick a little, talk a little, cheep.
Sorry, Professor, but we've got our orders.
We've all been deputized.
Yes, congratulations. You know, I've tried to give you fellows my references and credentials a number of times the past few weeks, but you always seem to get on the subject somehow. Now I have just one over my hotel. Take me minutes.
Sorry, Professor, I'm afraid I'll have to go with you.
Oh, well, let's see if I have my key. Oh, what's this? A testimonial from Madame Renée, the only female bassoon player to appear on the Red Path circuit. Actually, her stage name, of course. She's actually from Moline. Lida Rose Quackenbush.
Can I see that a minute?
Oh, you'll never forget the name. Same as an old song. Lida Rose, I'm home again, Rose.
To get the sun back in the sky. Lida Rose, I'm home again, Rose, about 1,000 kisses shy. Ding dong ding, I can hear the chapel bell chime. Ding dong ding, at the least suggestion I'll pop the question. Lida Rose, I'm home again, Rose, without a sweetheart to my name. Lida Rose, now everyone knows that I am hoping you're the same. So here is my love song, not fancy or fine. Lida Rose, oh, won't you be my Lida Rose, oh, Lida Rose, oh, Lida Rose.
Dream of now, dream of then, dream of a love song that might have been. Do I love you? Oh yes, I love you, and I'll bravely tell you, but only when we dream again. Sweet and low, sweet and low, how sweet the memory, how long ago, forever, oh yes, forever, will I ever tell you, oh no.
Lida Rose, oh, Lida Rose, oh.
Dream
Lida Rose, I'm home again, Rose, to get the sun back in the sky. Lida Rose, I'm home again, Rose, about 1,000 kisses shy.
Do I love you?
Ding,
Oh yes,
I can hear the chapel bell chime.
and I'll bravely tell you,
Dong, ding.
but only
At the least suggestion, I'll pop the question. Lida Rose, I'm home again, Rose, without a sweetheart to my name. Lida Rose, now everyone knows that I am hoping you're the same.
forever.
So here is my love
Oh yes,
song, not fancy or fine.
will I ever tell you?
Lida Rose, oh, won't you be my Lida Rose, oh, Lida Rose, oh, Lida Rose.
Will you ever stop arguing with yourself? Will you ever just tell him, no, yes, fiddlesticks. Just open your mouth and let it come out.
Now, Mama.
Now nothing. If he comes to call again, you'll see him alone. And if you have the gumption to tell him how you feel,
Tell him?
well, there's nothing wrong with a ladylike hint. Winthrop, where have you been? Fishing?
With Harold. You mean Professor Hill?
Look, I still have some work left.
Did you have a good time?
Run this. He told me all about his hometown, Gary, Indiana. And he taught me a song that had hardly any X's in it. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana. Let me say it once again. Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana. That's the town that knew me when. If you'd like to have a local explanation, how it happened on this elegant syncopation, I would say without a moment hesitation, there's just one place that can light my face. to work around. But Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, Gary, Indiana, my home sweet home. If you'd like to have a logical explanation how it happened on an elegant syncopation, I was there without a moment hesitation. There's just one place that can light my face.
Gary, Indiana. Gary, Indiana.
Not Louisiana, Prince France, North around. But
Gary, Indiana. Gary, Indiana. Gary, Indiana. My home sweet home.
I'll be back in a minute. I'm so Amarillo is my life frog.
Leave the dishes, Mama. I'll do them.
Don't you have to change for the sociable?
There's time later.
Oh. Excuse me. There's a fellow by the name of the Shins live around here somewhere.
The Shin home is on West Elm. This is East Elm.
Ah, criminy. Ah, I see you're the piano teacher in town. Then you must know about a fella named Hill forming a boys band around here?
Yes.
Well, don't let that worry you no more. I got the goods on him in spades. That swindling two-bit thimbleriger. That's why I gotta go see shit. But I'm just passing through. Number 8 only makes a 15-minute water stop. Sure wish it was 20. Sure would like to concentrate 5 minutes on you, girl.
Who are you?
The name's Charlie Cowell, animal salesman. But right now, I'm out to protect the good of the traveling fraternity from this swindle.
Mr. Cowell, you're making a big mistake.
Mistake is my old lady's corset cover. Mr. Hill's been the raspberry seed of my wisdom tooth just long enough. He spoiled Illinois for me, and he's not gonna spoil Iowa. Sex. What kind of music teacher are you? Didn't you see through his lies? He's no more professor.
Oh, I know all about that. Band leaders are always called professor. It's a harmless deception. He's a fine director, and it's
Whoa. Did you say that he was a fine director? Have you heard one note of music from any band?
No, but
Like nothing, girly girl. That man's ever formed a band in his life, and he never will.
Mr. Cowell, if you would just listen to me for a minute.
Oh, I'd love to. I'd love to do more than that. Sure got the inclination. But I gotta catch that train and leave this dynamite with somebody on the way to the depot. Bye, girly girl. See you next time through.
You'll never make that train at the depot. You'll have to catch it at the crossing.
No, ma'am. I gotta leave word. And I can see you ain't the one to leave it with.
Just a minute, Mr. Cowell. You don't know me yet.
Is that an invitation?
No, I mean, I don't know you, and...
Yeah, I need more time anyways.
I mean, as well as I'd like to.
No trouble there, girly girl.
I've never met a man who sells anvils before. That's something quite, well, different.
It takes a real salesman. I can tell you that much. Anvils have a limited appeal, you know. What am I doing? If I miss that train, I'm gonna get fired. And I gotta leave word about that fella Hill.
Leave it with me.
Not on your tin type. How I know you deliver those letters?
Try me. There's your train. Now run for it.
Right up the middle. Who do you think you're protecting? That man has a girl in every county in Illinois. That's 102 counties. Not counting the easy ones like you. You just coast right on up. Keep their trap shut. Neither one of you's heard the last of me, girly girl.
I can hear the chapel bell chime. Ding dong ding. At the least suggestion, I'll pop the question. Good evening, Miss Marian. Lida Rose, I'm home again, Rose, without a sweet.
Why, Professor Hill?
Top of the evening to you, Mrs. Peru. Miss Marian.
You and Marian come and sit. I have some jelly jelly on the stove?
There's no jelly on the stove, Mama.
Well, I'll go put some on.
Shall we set, as your mother said?
You
did ask me to call.
Did I? I didn't mean anything.
Now, Miss Marian, I'm not insinuating your invitation meant anything other than academic enlightenment. The Think system, I tried to come by a few times this week to come to explain it to you, but there always seem to be people around.
Yes.
Mostly ladies, I thought.
Yes. Mrs. Squires, several of the ladies.
Well, good. I wouldn't want anyone beating my time. You wouldn't? No, ma'am. Well, it's evidently not a convenient night. I'll see you at the sociable later.
Professor Hill, is it really true that you've had 100... What I'm trying to say is...
Yes?
Is it really true that you've developed the Think system?
A what? A Think system? Oh, yes, a Think system. Well, you see, it's rather simple, really. As simple as whistling. No one has to show you how to use your lips in whistling. You just think a tune up here, and it comes out clearly down here. Before you ask any questions, let me show you.
I'll take your word.
Can we sit down?
Are all music teachers as dense as I am?
All music teachers?
I dare say you meet dozens, even 100.
Well...
Have they all been fascinated as I have by the Think system?
Some more, some less. One young lady even thought of the same system before I came to her town. Showed me a few refinements.
I see.
Have I said something wrong?
Please don't let me take any more of your time. I'm sure you have many more important things to do than explain the Think system to me.
Can't think of one.
And I must be terribly dull company for a man of your experience.
Now say, where'd you get an idea like that?
One hears rumors of traveling salesmen.
One mustn't believe everything they hear. After all, one even hears rumors about librarians.
I suppose you're referring to Uncle Matty.
Uncle Matty?
Mr. Madison, my father's best friend. No matter what they say, he left me an assured job so that Mother Winthrop and I would have some security. Surely you don't
Of course
believe...
not. But you see, that's exactly what I'm saying. Why do you think people start those rumors?
Narrow-mindedness, jealousy. Jealousy mostly, I guess.
Exactly. And jealousy is when people start rumors about traveling salesmen. What have you heard?
Oh, nothing about you personally, just generally.
What have you heard generally?
Just that. But of course it stands to reason that disappointment and jealousy... I mean, take you, for instance, your attentions to customers and to, well, teachers. I mean, they might be easily misinterpreted, mightn't they? I mean, now honestly, mightn't they?
Why, of course.
And so you say, if another salesman or someone were jealous, I mean, they could just be downright lies, couldn't they?
What could?
Rumors and things?
Why, of course.
And it just goes to show you should never believe everything you hear, and if you just discuss things...
Now, Miss Marian, I would be delighted to discuss anything in the world with you. But can we do it sitting down? You do sit, your knees bend and all.
We could sit on the porch steps.
We could also sit on that large hollow log over by the footbridge.
Oh, I couldn't think of it. I've never been to the footbridge with a man in my life.
Just to talk.
I just can't. Maybe another time. Maybe tomorrow.
Now, my dear little librarian, if you pile up enough tomorrows, you'll find you've collected nothing but a bunch of empty yesterdays. Now, I'd like to make tonight worth remembering, wouldn't you?
Oh, so would I.
Footbridge, 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Mama! What? I just told Professor Hill I'd meet him at the footbridge in 15 minutes.
Glory be and saints be praised, it works.
What works?
I've been using the Think system on you from the parlor.
Hey, Greg. The uniforms have arrived. The kids are in them already. Those people are going to be screaming for music if those kids show up at the sociable.
Yeah.
Here's most of the dough. I got Tommy to collect it. He's pretending to hold practice over at the lumber yard.
All right, Mars, go get the rig.
I got it.
What time's the freight go?
9:40 from the junction.
It's not even 8:30 yet.
Look, you want to turtle water around here and get yourself caught in the bunny trap? That's fine by me.
Mars, it's fine, it's fine. I'll see you at the hotel in plenty of time. Now, Miss Marian, you're late.
But you said 15 minutes.
I meant more like you're 26 years late. Took you all this time to get to the Footbridge with the fellow.
If you want to know the truth, it was almost longer.
Oh?
Halfway here, I nearly turned back. I suppose I'm not the first to find it's easier to think clearly when not under the spell of your salesmanship.
Now, Miss Marian, surely you don't think I've been selling you anything.
Oh, no, but you've given me something. That's why I decided to come.
I don't recall giving.
Oh, but you have. Something beautiful. That's why I came, and I'm glad. Oh, please don't be afraid I expect too much more. One can't expect a traveling salesman to stay put. I know there have been many ports of call, and there will be many more, but that's no reason for me not to be grateful for what you will have left behind for me.
Marian,
There were bells on the hill, but I never heard them ringing. No, I never heard them at all, till there was you. There were birds in the sky, but I never saw them winging. No, I never saw them at all, till there was you. And there was music, and there were wonderful roses. They tell me in sweet fragrant meadows of dawn and dew. There was love all around, but I never heard it singing. No, I never heard it at all, till there was you. There was love all around, but I never heard it singing. No, I never heard it at all, till there was you.
Marian, there's a lot of things you don't know about me.
Right.
Oh, I'm expecting a cable from Hector Louise. This could be it. What?
Who's the salesman here? Sounds like she's selling and you're buying.
Well, I had to keep her balanced, didn't I?
Well, now she's so far off balance, you can't tell her from a cat boat in a hurricane.
Listen here, Buster Brown. I've climbed way through the ranks of this skirmish, and I'm looking till I get my commission.
Look, Greg, you can't get anywhere right out here on the Footbridge.
There's a place by the picnic park that makes the Footbridge from Leighl's home. Now beat it. Where were we?
You were about to tell me what I don't know about you yet.
Well, we don't have to get into that now do we?
No, we don't, or ever for that matter, Harold. The librarian hasn't felt much like doing research lately, but she did plenty when you first came to town.
Oh, about what exactly?
About Professor Harold Hill, Gary Conservatory of Music, gold medal class of '05. Harold, there was no Gary Conservatory in '05
Why, there
because
certainly-
the town wasn't built till '06.
You know all this time?
Since July 7th, 3 days after you came, I tore this page out of the Indiana Journal. It was originally intended to use against you, but now I give it to you with all my heart.
If you know all this time, why
I'll see you
didn't
at the sociable.
Why, you little... while 110 cornets played the air. Then I solemnly took my place as the one and only bass, and I oompawed up and down the square.
Good night, my someone. Good night, my love.
With 110 cornets right behind.
Our star is shining its brightest light.
There were horns of every shape and color. Sweet dreams be yours, dear, if dreams there be.
While 110 cornets played the air.
I wish I may, and I wish I might. So good night, my someone, good night.
Greg, this guy's crazy. He's spilling everything all over town.
They say I'm the crazy one. I missed my train, probably lost my job. Oh, but I got you now, Hill. And you're gonna pay. In fact, you'd be in the clink right now if it wasn't for that music teacher. That's right, Hill. I told her all about you. And what did she do? Lollygagged me around till I couldn't see the mayor no more. Little dried-up man hungry.
Get out of here, I'll kill you, dirty mouth,
You big blow-off. I'm gonna stay in this here town till you get yours up, down, through, and sideways. Why? You never even knew the territory.
All right, Greg, here's your stuff. The rig's in the alley. Let's go, come on, hurry up.
1 Grecian urn, 2 Grecian urns, and a fountain. Trickle, 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 trickle.
Stop! Listen to this man!
Listen up, you gullible green grass goats. That's right. There's a thief in this here town. He's off in the parlor, he's off in the bedroom while you're off in the parlor. That's right. I'm talking about none other than Harold Hill. Road agent, highwayman, pickpocket. Pickpocket? Same thing. He's had his hand in your wallet, mister. And yours, madam. And yours, little lady. In fact, he's had his hand in all your wallets ever since he first came to this town. There's more documented evidence to prove this than you'll ever have time to read. But if you don't get up right now and hunt this man down like a mad dog, you find that there won't be any Harold Hill either. He'll be on the next train out of town.
Now do you believe me?
Well, what are we waiting for?
I want my money back.
Money back? I want his hide.
After him! And when you get him, bring him back to the schoolhouse. After him!
Marian, I've been looking over for you. Where have you been?
Harold, I've been looking for Winthrop. He's run away. Oh, please go, Harold, please. They're even talking about tar and feathers.
I had to see you, Marian.
It's all right. Don't you know that? You don't owe me a word, not one word. Now, please, hurry, please.
Greg, he's not here. Let's try down by the creek.
Winthrop!
Oh, wait a minute here, son.
I'm not yet done. Leave me go.
Not till I talk to you for a minute.
I won't listen. You won't tell the truth anyway.
Would two?
Would not.
Would two tell you anything you want to know?
Can you lead a band?
No.
Are you a big dirty rotten liar?
Yes.
Are you a big liar?
Yes.
Leave me go, you big liar.
What's the matter? You wanted the truth, didn't you? No, I'm bigger than you. You're gonna sit here and get lost. Michael, quit wiggling. There's two things you're entitled to know. One, You're a wonderful kid. I thought so from the first. That's what I wanted to do in the band, so you could moping around feeling sorry for yourself all summer.
What band?
I always think it was a band, kid.
What's the other thing I'm entitled to know?
Well, actually, the other thing isn't really any of your business, now that I think of it.
Awakening never came to Rivers, did he?
No, you don't, Winthrop.
Did you believe him?
I believe everything he's ever said.
But he promised us.
I know what he promised us, and it all happened just like he said. The lights, the flags, the colors, the symbols.
Where did that come from?
And the way every kid in this town walked around here all summer and looked and acted, especially you, Winthrop. And the parents, too. Do you think Mama wishes he never came to River City?
Well, you do, don't you?
No, I don't. Now, please, Harold, go.
I can't, Marian.
Why not?
For the first time in my life, I've got my foot caught in the door. There was love all around, but I never heard it singing. No, I never heard it at all, till there was you.
Greg! Greg, here, that way, that way!
What river is that river? That way, that way!
Which is why I stopped the program at this point. Rest assured that this snake in our bosom would have been misapprehended by now. Yes, and always remember, fellow River citizens, that I have done everything in my power to prevent this dire situation happening. Fourscore and seven
What have
years
you done
ago.
to get our money back? The professor collected nearly $300 for uniforms just tonight.
And I haven't even seen them uniforms yet.
He's slippery. I told ya.
I haven't seen any uniforms for my board either since just after supper.
Kidnapper.
Fine situation here.
Fourscore and seven. Oh, just a minute. Virtue has triumphed. The sword of retribution has cut down Professor Harold Hill. And if there are those that I have heard that are melting tar and collecting feathers, I will not say them nay.
Well, I should think there ought to be some of you who could forget our everlasting Iowa stubborn chip-on-the-shoulder arrogance long enough to remember River City before Harold Hill arrived. Do you remember? Well, do you? Surely some of you ought to be grateful for what he brought to River City. And if so, I should think you'd want to admit it.
You're all wasting a great deal of time here. If there's a person in this hall who doesn't believe that this man Hill here should be tarred and feathered, then let him stand up. Leigh, sit down. The rest of you standing there like a coat of Shropshire sheep. Have you all forgotten that you paid for expensive uniforms, technical instruction books, and high-priced band instruments? Have you forgotten the warranty that your children will be taught how to play in a band? Well, where's the band?